like after I was interviewing somebody, and after the fact, I was going over with one of my associates. When I start getting spam buzzing on my phone, I'm like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Let me look at this really quick." And I just like completely stopped. And I looked at this woman that I was training, and I was like, I can't explain this to you because you will not understand, but just know that something really cool just happened. And I was just sort of freaking out, and she was just looking at me like I was crazy, which are arguably correct.
Welcome to our good old interview here. I'm facing them, the yellow Yaks. Hello, lads.
Hi.
Hello.
And yeah, we have some good old questions, we have some good old interviews, so yeah, we are gonna start things up with just some good old preliminary questions, obviously. So, first of all, how do you guys meet with each other and form the team that is Watermunch, Abolish, I'm a Shep, and Paezes?
I was gonna say we've all known each other. I met May from Border SMP like a month and a half before actual Rising. But like both Shep and Water, I've known them for almost over a year now, almost a year and a half.
Yeah, I think I met May the day before we applied. Like actually
also
in a
met
call.
on the Border SMP, Water.
I don't know if we spoke.
We did. We tried to find something. We tried to find chess.
Oh no, yeah, we
realized
did
the other day.
Yes. Okay, we both had forgotten this.
Yeah, we did.
Now. That felt very Ellen DeGeneres and what's her name? Anastasia Gray. the one from 50 Shades of Grey. You know how she's like, "No, Ellen, that's not true."
Okay.
No, Water, that's not true.
I did invite you.
So you guys can't remember your time in Border SMP?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Basically. I've known Shep here the longest, with coming up on a year or so. We played
like
a lot
that.
of Risk in the beginning. We started our friendship on deceit and lies.
Deceit and lies.
Yeah.
I met Abolish through his YouTube videos and sort of being part of a community outside of our content. And then I don't even know how I met Shep. We just sort of knew each other.
Oh, we knew each other for like, God, 3 years now?
It must be about 3 years that we've known each other.
Yeah, something insane like that.
I have no idea how I met him. He just sort of turned up one day. Can't get rid of him.
Okay.
Wow, I get it.
Okay, cool. Good one. Alright, so you form your team, you make your application video and all that kinds of stuff. What was the reaction like after you find out that you're in MCC Rising? Sorry.
Tears.
I was, I think 7.5 hours into a 12-hour stream when Abolish sent a screenshot of the email to our Discord. There is a clip floating around that is just me tabbing out of Minecraft where I was with my friends, and my friends talking while I read the email and then reread the email and then reread the email and then came back to it. I genuinely thought that Abolish, Shep, and May had made a prank email just to annoy me during my 12-hour stream. So I didn't really realize that it was real until I got into the Discord, which was, 2 days later, I think?
Yeah, and even then you thought the Discord was also fake at one point.
Yeah, I did.
What? Really?
I thought they'd fake the Discord. Because there's a landing page and you can't see who's in the actual server until you get, approved. So it was just an empty Discord with me and one other person that I could see. And so I just thought that Abolish had, made a fake Discord account. It went deep. That prank went deep.
Yeah.
Oh god. Man. And then how are you guys? Any reaction when you get that email, Polish?
Well, so that's the thing, right? I was the one that put out the application and sent the email to receive if we got in or not. So the night before it happened, I literally thought to myself, it would be so funny if we got it, because I knew Water would be streaming that whole 12 hours. And so and because of time zones, I'm PST time. The I woke up to seeing the email. Like literally, the first thing I checked my phone and I saw that email there, and I'm like, "Oh, this is a great thing to wake up to." And then I just send it to everyone else who's either like working in their like at their job or like doing a 12-hour stream, and I'm like, "I'm just vibing. I'm living life right now." And the Discord's just like freaking out. Water's full on quiet for a little bit in their stream. It was great. It was honestly amazing.
Yeah, and how about you, Shep?
I'm gonna be real. I just got off like a 9-hour shift, and I was like about to take my after work nap, and I placed my phone on my chest, and it just starts buzzing like crazy. And it's Abolish DMing me like, we got in. I'm like, yo, and then like 5 minutes later, I fell asleep. It was like really funny to me.
And May, how is it?
I was at work, like after I was interviewing somebody, and after the fact, I was going over with one of my associates, like talking about how that interview went, and like teaching them how to do an interview and everything like that. When I start getting spam buzzing on my phone, I'm like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Let me look at this really quick." And I just like completely stopped. And I looked at this woman that I was training, and I was like, I can't explain this to you because you will not understand, but just know that something really cool just happened. And I was just started freaking out, and she was just looking at me like I was crazy, which are arguably correct. And yeah, then I went to my office and I just stared in disbelief at the screenshot for a really long time.
Is it like is it your office like in a room or is it like a cubicle?
It's an office in a room, but there's like a lot of windows and a lot of people be walking by it.
Oh God! So it's gonna be, so it's gonna be like people like walking by you, and then you just
Yes.
see you staring at the freaking monitor with the email.
Yes.
It's just because I think you guys have the weirdest reactions because of like Shep, you know about this after work, a 9-hour work, and then Watermunch thought that they got pranked.
Yeah.
Abolish is normal, and May, you're in an office, like just working out and all that kinds of stuff. It's just like okay, that's really is like across the board. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's just insane. Like, oh my god, if I'm also in there as well, it's gonna be like, yeah, I can't contain my excitement at all, and it's just like, it's gonna be the same. Like, nobody will know what the heck I'm talking about or something like that. So
Real.
Mhm.
So real.
yeah, all right. So yeah, being assigned a coach is a very much a brand new thing to MCC Rising. Thank God they did this. I think I have like some sort of that like, I would say, love the idea of like having somebody to coach the teams, and finally they have listened to us. How are you finding it so far with Purple coaching your team?
Oh, Purple is incredible.
Yeah.
It has been insane. He's been around for any and all questions. Very recently, him and Abolish started working on a Google Doc that explains all of the games and how we're gonna win them, which is just crazy. The amount of effort and time that he's put into this team, it's really sweet to see.
Like genuinely, out of all the out of all the 10 coaches that were there, I'm extremely glad we got purpled because he loves the theorycraft stuff. I love the theorycraft like ideas, and so like that works very well. He's also very competitive, and so like for our team, we've all been grinding out and like asking questions, and genuinely, Purple has been like, yeah, I'm available pretty much any time, just between these times for the remainder of you guys practicing. If you ever need to do like a one-on-one or group session, and you want me to coach you guys on stuff, just let me know. And we've been in like voice calls, going over VOD reviewing stuff, learning how to do stuff, and it's been great.
Yeah, and I think like Purple is like one of the, even though he lost like very much every dodgeball ever except for
5
one-
times in a row.
What do you
Oh,
mean? They always win dodgeball.
Three
They always
times.
would.
three
Every
times.
single
Undefeated.
But it's just like he has like that, like that mindset of like, oh yeah, I want to win. Oh yeah, let's just like try something new, or just like try to, let's say, just enjoy the event and just do his best. And his best is like very 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 great from what I see.
Mhm.
And have you guys asked about anything about dodgeball related to him?
Uh, well, I
Dodgeball.
asked, I literally asked the general, like, I had a genuine question, like, day one when we got him, like, Purple, do you actually have any advice for Dodgeball? And his answer, I kid you not, in all caps, was just, nope. That was it. Nothing else.
But do you guys know how to do dodgeball yet? Like any strategies
Yeah.
and plans?
We've got a pretty good grasp on it. We've played it quite a few times on the practice server, and um, I don't think we're
You
horrible
see,
for anything.
I'm seeing a lot of people doing this dodging, which is just running back and forth to one side to the other. And I feel like a lot of people just gotta not do that, you know?
Real.
Like the running back and forth is just like, okay, guys, let's spin around.
Little twirl.
Let's throw little twirls. Let's be ballerinas. Maze, maybe that's why you're so good at it.
Oh yeah,
Ballerina moment.
if you didn't know, May actually does ballet and such.
Oh, I'm a
So,
ballerina.
yeah.
Really? Let me-
Yes.
Oh my god. Okay, that's a very much a fun fact of the day for me. Yep.
Fun
Yes.
facts all around.
Fun
But-
fact of May.
Yep, indeed. All right, so we're gonna go. You guys could also jam in as well with these questions, but I'm gonna be like specifically asking like one person. But hey, I may ask you as well. So first of all, Bullish. One of the things that you have mentioned in our team introductions, as well in the application video, is that you have been watching MCC since it first started.
Yep.
And how do you feel like it is a repeat question, but you could just like explain more and more about like being in MCC right now after like so long.
Honestly, like, it's an incredible feeling. I never knew how I would react to it, but everything has been super positive. Like, I've supported Nox Crew all the way back when they first released Terra Swoop Force and their minigame style. And then when I saw them do their like first ever like variation of an event, and then to MCC, like that whole progression of sort of watching it and now actually getting to be a part of it and act and put on in the sense of show, right, entertaining the viewers and hopefully doing well. It's been crazy. My schedule has gone a way more busy. I can say that, but everything else has been such a positive and great vibe to it.
Yeah, and you guys as well. Like, have you been watching MCC a lot? Like,
Oh, yes.
When did you start? Like, when did you start watching?
Very, very close to the beginning. I've been watching multiple POVs, like fully immersed into the world of MCC since very close to the beginning. I don't remember exactly what the first one that I watched was, but it was very early on.
I'm trying to remember because I think it was the oh god, the one that really got me into it. Oh man, I don't even remember the numbers. I know it was sometime like the few before the first Rising. That's right around the time I start getting into the Minecraft community. So that's all I remember. That's the only like specific date or like closest thing I could remember.
Yeah, I think this could be like when MCC is like, it is like very much a peak, like 14, 15, 16. Like those are like the peaks. I think, yeah, that's when like MCC is like very much expanded. And of course, expanded comes controversies, which I don't want to go over with because I hate those controversies so much. So, but yeah, how about you, Watermunch?
Hi. I would say I'm more of a clip enjoyer. I think I've maybe seen like 2 MCCs all the way to the end. I mostly just enjoy the content that comes, like the short form content that comes from MCC. And also seeing how the community sort of rallies around it. So I'm not much. I wouldn't say I'm an avid MCC watcher. I've seen a lot more MCC in the past week than I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yep, that's very necessary because I think, Shep, you still like struggle like, oh yeah, Railroad Rush, the minecart game, something
You
like
see, it only happens because I'm terrible with names in the names of specific things. Like, hole in the wall, I was calling like slime wall for a good bit because I couldn't remember. It was just there's a slime wall, and I couldn't remember the name. Even though I know it's a hole in the wall, I just couldn't remember it. It's the same thing. Like, to get to the other side, I
TikTok.
swear to God, it was just the one where you have to get to the other side. And then it was finally setting into my head. Oh, so that's what the acronym means.
that. Yep.
So
And, all
it
right.
takes me a bit.
Okay, if I quiz you on the abbreviation of to get to your site, let's see. TGTTOS AWA MCCP WHN WAEY.
All right, bud. I have no
What?
idea what you said.
To get to the other side and whack a chicken. Oh god, I
Wha-
know the whole thing.
And whack a MCC participant.
And then
And-
there's more. There's more.
And then there's more. Don't look at the
Yeah.
wiki.
What was the other letters after MCC participant?
WHN WAEY.
I genuinely have no idea.
W
To get to this site and whack an MCC participant.
participant. Oh, it's the very niche one, like MCC All Stars, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's the one where it's like to get to the other side and whack a participant who hasn't won an event yet, or like something like that, like or hasn't won MCC.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Wow.
okay.
Crazy.
I had to dig deep into my knowledge of why that was such a long name.
Wow.
Yep. And we will never see that long of a name again. So
Oh, goodness
Hopefully
gracious.
not.
God.
hopefully not.
Wow.
Wow. But
To
yeah,
get to the side, whack it. That's such a name.
that's when like MCC goes all in with like the names and such. But
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Let's talk about an SMP real quick. And I think Abolish, May, and Watermunch. And is it you, Shep, as well, in the border SMP?
Shep was on
Yes.
border.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone.
So everyone here was in the border SMP. And
Real
can you
and
give-
true.
Yep. And let's just ask, like, first of all, like, what is the SMP in general?
All of the creators that were on the border SMP were trapped in a 150 by 150 Minecraft border for a month. And we had to collaborate and work together or completely betray each other to get basically just to survive to the end of the month and get the things done that we wanted to get done.
Yeah. Basically, share supplies, build cool builds, and then at the end of every week, it was like a mini event. So, like, we played a scavenger hunt where one of the like mods hit a bunch of supplies that we didn't actually have in the border that would allow us to like find. We played a tag at one point, and whoever won got like a item that we couldn't get yet. So it was like sort of just like these fun things. And then at the very end, on the last day, we played Void Rising, where pretty much a command was set to where over X amount of time, everything in that border was just getting removed, and it was just the void. So you had to pretty much climb to the highest point and fight each other to be the last one alive.
Oh yeah, yeah. That server is like you are crammed into like that 150 by 150 thing, and it's just like it creates like a lot of like closeness and a lot of like creative power, to say the least, with like other people. Like I think I saw the list from Apokuna, Dark Eyebrows, Kara, Karlev, and Mystify, and yeah, it's a bunch of lads, like a bunch of cool lads as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, what are your best moments from that?
Me pushing everyone off the bridges.
Oh my.
No, I don't have any.
I don't know if I can think of specific best moments from the time, but in general, I just think because of everyone being in such close proximity, it allowed us to kind of make friendships with people that we hadn't been friends with before. Like obviously that's how I met Abolish and became friends with him.
Yeah.
And so we just it forced a lot of conversation, and I think that was a really awesome way, not just from a content creation side, but also just like a making friends in this space kind of side.
Yeah, so it's kind of funny. There's two interactions I've had with May that I like fully remember. The first one was when I asked how, like, just I wanted to make sure how to pronounce May's like username correctly, and I don't remember what you said afterwards, but you're like, guys, I made a friend. And then for some reason, the conversation that we also had at the same time was like, oh, I think we should just all share resources and such. Like, that was what you were saying.
Yeah.
And as soon as I left, you literally talked to your chat and was like, guys, I think I invented communism.
I said, guys, I made a friend and I invented communism.
Yeah. Because May's entire thing was, let's just share all the resources and all the supplies and
I made a
everything in the
farm.
server. Yeah. And what's funny though is after that was my first time like interacting with May, and after I like raided and finished my stream and raided into them, there was one point where May was looking at Scott's tower, which was on a floating island, and as soon as I raid, May's like looking at this build and is walking backwards and it just instantly falls off and dies to fall damage. And that
I'm
was my
really
first
talented.
first full experience of how May plays, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a great 1 month on the server. This is how it's gonna go.
And it was.
It was, yeah. It is. I could imagine that, like, yeah, as I said, it's just a lot of chaos that could ensue, especially the Void Rising part as well. Like, that really just caused, like, a lot of things, a lot of betrayals, a lot of fighting. Like, that's really insane. So, let's talk about building a little bit, May. And so, I asked this to most of the builders, and I also gonna need advices because I want to tap on a little bit building as well in like some future projects and that kind of
Absolutely.
stuff. So how do you come up with builds as a person who builds literally everything?
Yeah, so the way that I come up with builds are often because I have little stories in my mind. And when I write my stories out, it takes too long for me to get the words that I'm trying to put together onto a page. Whereas I can build the scenery that I'm in, and almost it feels like I'm experiencing it. And so a lot of my builds come from some kind of story or character that I'm trying to place in a world and be able to envision it and see it. So something I'm working on right now is a massive tree. I extended the world height limit to be like over 1,000 blocks to make this tree just absolutely massive. And it's kind of, I'm going to make these huge mushrooms and different things like that. That way it makes it feel like you've been shrunken down, but instead the whole world has just been raised into this huge scene. So yeah, I use my building to make stories, and be able to see the things in my mind kind of unfold.
Yeah, and 1,000 blocks. How
Yeah.
big is that? Like,
Oh, it's large. It's so large that you can only look at a quarter of the tree at a time because of render distance.
Yeah, it's just fascinating in general, to say the least. So yeah, but what are the things that you have also done as well?
I made this huge castle that was telling a story as I was building it. This is actually what I started streaming with, was this massive castle. And as I was building it, I would be explaining to my chat like, this room belongs to this X, Y, and Z person within the kingdom, and it intertwines in this way because of this other character. And I kind of got to share that story with my chat as I was building it. So most of those VODs are lost now, but some of them are still on there. Poor quality though. So that was one of my first really big builds, and I do a lot of little things when I'm on servers and whatnot.
Yeah. Okay. Cool indeed. And one thing that other than building, one thing that I read doing my research, you in your team application video, you had a
Yes.
picture of your Ender Cup perspectives,
Yeah.
and it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 perspectives for 10
Yeah.
teams. How? And
Well,
why?
well, actually,
Maze
funny thing
moment.
about that photo, is I did get called out by a couple people reacting to it. I obviously didn't have a photo of my perspectives just from when I was watching, like actively live. Just wasn't a photo that I had ever taken, and so I had to go back and like put up what I usually do when I'm watching, which and so two of the perspectives in that photo are from a different MCC. Uh, and so I did get called out on that, and I will say, just because that photo wasn't from an event doesn't mean that's not how I actually watch events, because my brain goes a little crazy. But yeah, I like to pick the strongest person from each team typically, or people who have really good notability when it comes to certain games. For example, Purple being our coach, I always have his perspective up, and I always unmute when he's doing to get to the other side, because I know that his perspective is going to be one of the best of to get to the other side. And so I just unmute the one that I want to focus on for that game, but I like having them all up so I kind of feel like I know what's going on across the board and I'm not kind of in my own little bubble. And then I'm always watching the winning perspective.
Oh yeah, cause I do MCC live show as like a live stream type deal. I also do like a bunch of like perspectives, watching it all at once. And honestly, it is a little bit tough, like especially when you are when you have like a team, cause I will always, and I don't know why, miss out on like 1 or 2 teams. And I think that's the problem that I have if I like watch like 11 perspectives, because I have 11 perspectives on me live. So like
Yeah.
it is a bit tough, but it is manageable to say the least.
You'll always miss something, but I mean, I've got some pretty insane ADHD, so my brain just like fixates in, and I'm gone. I'm solid.
Aside from Watermunch, because you only watch clips, how do you guys like watch MCC?
Wherever the team roster is, I'll try to always have one creator that I'm like always watching. And then depending on the game or who's in the roster and they're playing, I'll just tab to a different creator that I feel like would either be really entertaining to watch or have like a really good playstyle for like, so for example, anytime when Filza would play and anytime it was Terra Swoop Force, I would always switch over to his POV and watch, just because he just loves Terra Swoop Force and is just great with the Elytra. So like I always know that's going to be a good POV to watch. Or I'll switch over to like Fire Breath Man, Shane, or whoever one of like the top 10 players are during the event for like different game modes. And it would just be like that, just switching back and forth between the game, or I'll watch a creator that like I just enjoy watching, whether that be like Owen's Juice TV, or at the time I watched pretty much always Technoblade when he was in MCC. So just finding creators that I enjoy and also finding creators that I feel like are just going to do really good is both how I watch it.
and yeah, it is. Everyone has their way of like watching, obviously,
Mhm.
and yeah, it's just when I watch MCC, like if I watch it like off time, I'm obviously gonna focus on people like Pizza Hut, for example, because I'm like a fan
Yeah.
of like Pizza Hut in a way, and also like maybe some other perspectives. Like I always want to see like underdogs, something like that.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
that perspective's like very much quote unquote cinema, to say the least. But
Yeah, exactly.
but to combat that, that's why I have 10 perspectives because well, I want to watch everyone in their own way.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty cool. All right. So let's talk more about SMPs. Let's talk more. So, we're gonna start with Shep, and
I love those things.
oh yeah, SMPs. So
I love them. There's like none going on right now.
yep, it's not totally not going on.
Yes.
Yep. So you're involved actually, Shep, in like many
Yes.
SMPs such as like
Yeah.
Challengers SMP, and recently
Yeah.
now in the Abode SMP with Watermunch creating that SMP. So
Yes.
could you describe like your experiences in those SMPs that you have done so far?
Like I feel like every SMP has a different style. Like you brought up challengers, like, and that was an SMP that was focused on just getting achievements. So you didn't really see me or anyone on my team like Pyroscythe or Sushi or Linku actually doing any building, and most of our builds were just things to get achievements so we can place higher on the leaderboard. Then you have SMPs like Abode, where I didn't really build a whole lot, where I want to build, but I'm just having so much fun just walking around and exploring dungeons that I'm just not building, just because it's that style. And like I do mega builds on SMPs. I do them a lot more in hardcore, but SMPs just have like certain vibes to them, and everyone has a different. It's every SMP I've played on just has a different feel and experience that comes along with it. So yeah, that's kind of some P's.
Some SMPs in there. And how about you guys?
Yeah.
Like, are there any like other SMPs that you guys are involved in a way?
Right now,
much-
I'm solo in Abode. Abode is the
Yeah.
only thing I have going on right now.
What about our last SMP? We can talk about
DuckCraft?
Pirates
Order?
SMP. We could talk about DuckCraft.
We could talk about DuckCraft if you want.
Yeah,
We could talk about
DuckCraft.
Pirates. We could talk about
Pirates.
Abode.
Abode?
Pirates was great.
Pirates again.
Pirates was so much fun.
Yeah, we'll get on
I
to
love
Pirates a second. But
Okay.
how about DuckCraft? Like, I've seen like a lot of like DuckCraft, like SMP, a lot. What are you guys like experiences on that server?
It was very chaotic, but also very fun. Like, DuckCraft was a very interesting take to an SMP in a very good way, because it was pretty much just a fairly modded survival based SMP, but the one caveat is we all had to live relatively close to each other. And because of that, being stuck on like 3 small islands to where your home's at, there's a lot of funny antics that happen. The one downside about that is if you are a PG streamer, you have to be very careful of who you're around.
Wait, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's. I wonder who would be family friendly and PG on DuckCraft.
Hey, I have the Switch built in. I have the
Oh,
Switch.
I know you.
Yeah, I was alright. I wasn't.
No, y'all were great. It was funny though, because anytime someone would slip, they would automatically apologize and
Yeah.
got over their mess up. And it was so good. At one point, I literally one of the mods was a taser, and so anytime someone would slip or say anything, I would just pull it out, and they would instantly like retract what they were about to say. But no, DuckCraft was great. Honestly, it was just a bunch of like creator friends who would play and just be on the server, especially when it was like full, like, before TwitchCon and VidCon. Like, people were just on just to be on the server to play. Like,
Yeah.
people weren't there always to stream, and there would still be like 5 or 6 plus people there just hanging out, doing random stuff, which
In the
was
karaoke bar.
yeah, being in the karaoke bar or just being somewhere on the island.
I have a slightly different experience of DuckCraft because I sort of got taken in as well. First off, I was taken in as a creator, obviously, but then as things started to ramp up and people started to do lore, I helped to organize some of the events that happened, like the election arc, etc.
Yeah, that election art where no spoilers.
I definitely won that actually.
Really?
I won it.
Yes.
And people might say that I didn't, but I did. I was the people's favorite, which was not even slightly shown in my votes. But it was a lot of fun. It was the first time that I'd really gotten to stretch my legs as someone who could organize events and really write for an SMP. So DuckCraft led into Abode SMP really well because it taught me that I was good at this stuff. And it also introduced me to a lot of friends that I now call like my closest friends in the world, like Gravel, certainly Laz, Sushi, Meggy Bite, all of these people that I speak to like nearly daily now. That without DuckCraft I just never would have spoken to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty amazing indeed. Like, I watched a little bit of DuckCraft from Jojo Solo's POV, and it's like you guys have like very much a fun time there, especially that election art, which I'm not gonna spoil anything, but it is interesting. Like that was like interesting. The lore, the development after that, it's just like it is something, seriously something, and I'm glad that you guys enjoy it, and I'm glad that you guys are involved in it, and I'm also glad that like you, Watermunch, also like got a little bit of experience from that, and that translates to, well, the Abolish SMP, which is, I think it's like popping off, like from what I do and also from what I researched from like one of the teams as well. It's just like you guys really have a fun time, and both in content creation and all that kind of stuff.
Fulham on his alt Twitter account retweeted no, didn't even retweet, just tweeted out the R in MCCR stands for Rabode SMP, because I think, if I'm correct in my calculations, there are 5 participants in MCCR this year who are Abode SMP members, which is insane to think about. Like that's crazy. It's so nice to be able to play this with genuinely some of my closest friends, both on my team and off my team.
Yeah, and yeah, it is amazing, and especially like, cause it also represents like different ground, race, different like communities, all that kinds of stuff, and that really is, I think, one of the like I like the representation for this MCC a lot, seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad
Me
that you
too.
guys are in. Seriously, I'm glad you guys are in. So, yeah. All right. Let's talk about the SMP that I've been delaying this for a long time now, and that is the Pirates SMP by POW Creations. And honestly, like,
Pirate.
Arr.
first of all, what are your guys' factions?
I was a heron.
I was a cast girl.
And then May, you're not in?
No, it was just me and
No,
Watermunch.
I wasn't
Yeah.
in that.
Yeah, it was just Water and Shep that
Well,
I'm
were
just
actually
here.
in it.
You're just here, like vibing,
Yeah.
vibing watching Pirates. But
Actually, right this moment, while you guys are talking about SMPs, have decided that this bookshelf needs to be on its side.
I love ADHD.
So all of my books are on my
ADHD
floor.
moment.
I love ADHD.
Now I'm making it sideways. So
I
keep
love
doing your
ADHD.
thing.
Yeah, I get it, Maze.
For those who are listening, May just turned on their camera, her camera, and it's like showing like arranging the bookshelves. So yep. Yep. Indeed. But yeah, so you could. So the interesting thing about Pirates SMP is that you guys are separated into factions, but that doesn't mean that you guys are separated in content. So, how does it feel being in that SMP with like that mechanic of like factions and competition and other kinds of stuff?
It was so much fun. I remember because so the SMP launched, I think, the day before I started a subathon. It launched on my birthday, and then I started the subathon the day after. And so there was a lot of downtime where not a lot of people were on, because obviously they joined for launch, and then they had a few days where they weren't streaming, or they had at least a few hours where they weren't streaming. And so it was just me on the faction islands for a little bit, and even outside of other content creators on your own faction or on other factions, we also had the NPCs, which was such a crazy addition to the content that you can make. Because every day you got 4 quests, right? And you could do your 4 quests, but then there was kind of not a whole lot in terms of gameplay mechanic, barring like, being able to build, but it's a full custom map, so you don't really want to take away too much by building your own stuff on it. So we all had our own sort of small starter base. And most of my time was spent interacting with the NPCs. Obviously, I got married to one of them. And I became like best friends with the one that everyone hated. That hated everyone, sorry. But it was so much fun to interact with people that outside of Pirates SMP, I probably wouldn't interact with on a day-to-day basis. We're all very busy people. And so to be able to like meet and probably hang out with people like Martin in the Littlewood was crazy to me.
I want to kind of go off you, Watermunch.
off.
So I remember Pirates was probably one of the wildest experiences for me. This is me being a fanboy for a second, because I remember when Martin joined the Yogs cast when they were doing Tekkit stuff as
Me
like
too.
a kid.
Me too.
And then it's like, oh hey, first day on the SMP, Martin raids into me, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm gonna make a fool of myself. Don't make a fool of yourself.
Yeah, no, I
And
get that.
it was just like a surreal kind of experience, because it's like, holy, that is like one of my childhood like idols.
Yeah.
Of like, wow.
Shep and I are both big Martin in the Littlewood fanboys. Like, I remember when I did my cameo for Rats 1 with Kyle F and Nukery, we were all termites. And there weren't that many creators on during our cameo. I think a lot of people were busy that day. But Martin was one of them. And although we were in a group of 3, Martin always made an effort to make me feel like a main character. There was like a small arc during my cameo where we got engaged and we were going to get married. Don't know why every SMP ends in me like nearly getting married.
Marrying
Don't know
someone.
what's going on there. Something's happening and I should probably talk to someone about it. But then he raided me after the cameo, because I went live straight after the cameo, and it was insane to see someone who like basically got me into Minecraft, seeing me as a peer. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff.
Yeah, and actually, it's especially like it is a mixed bag of creators in the Pirates SMP as well, with like smaller content creators, and then we have like people like Scott, Elvis, like those lads. Like it brings it together, like very well, and meshed together very well. But yeah,
Yeah.
are there like any like other best moments from that server that you can think of?
Oh wow. Great question. There are so many. It was so
Me
long.
and Will's conclusion.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Go ahead, explain that one.
What do you mean?
Go ahead,
I-
explain
I-
yourself.
Let's just say I fought off a lot of cultists and I survived.
Yeah, you did. You survived.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
I think probably one of my favorite moments on Pirates was I don't even remember when this was, but I think I was doing quite a long stream, and Owen had just found out the night before that if he ran a command, he could jump scare any single
Oh my
person
God,
on
yes.
the server.
Oh yeah,
With
that
A
command.
bear dressed as Freddy Fazbear,
The
yeah.
Freddy Fazbear jump scare.
And every half an hour, he would just pop in, do that, and then leave again. And it was possibly one of the funniest. Looking back, I hated it at the time. I thought it was awful. But looking back on it, it's one of the funniest things.
Wait, I still have that Becky reacting to Very Fast Bear.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I think yeah, Becky has featured that at some
Oh my
point.
god, I completely forgot about that thing. The
Mhm.
Freddy
Mhm.
Fazbear thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this
That
one.
also,
I
one
think
of
that's
my-
just going to be in every POW SMP.
Oh, probably.
Another one of my favorite moments was very early on. I think it was during my subathon. I was doing a Monster Hunter quest, which for anyone who doesn't know, basically you get sent to an island in the ocean.
Oh my god, is it the
and
big
then-
bug?
No, this is
Oh,
the Monster
it
Hunter,
wasn't-
which is like the smaller one, which is just
it wasn't
vanilla
Buzzwole.
mobs.
It wasn't. It wasn't like mine
It
where
wasn't
it's just
Swole. It wasn't Bug Swole.
It wasn't Buzzwole.
So I went to this island to kill just like a few spiders and a few creepers. And I killed all the spiders. I killed, I think, some zombies as well. And then I spent 3 nights looking for creepers, and there just weren't any. They just weren't spawning. And I was getting really annoyed about it. And Mr. Mad Spy, otherwise known as the Sun God, jumped on and decided to help me. I needed 2 creepers. He spawned 78 on top of me.
W.
And it was
All the
terrifying.
gunpowder.
And I still didn't kill any of them. So I had to go back the next day.
Oh my god, 78. Okay, that's a fatal one. That's a fatal death right there.
No, I ran. I just ran.
Yep. And then you lose your gold and then all that kinds of stuff. And yeah.
Yeah.
I like that mechanic of in the Pirates SMP of stealing gold as well when you die or something.
Very cool.
Yeah. The entire idea of the faction isles was safe, but any pirate out in the open seas, you could backstab them and get any of their gold if they had it on them.
You see, I never saw any backstabbing on the open seas.
There
Like-
wasn't many, to be fair.
There
were
wasn't
quite
many. There was a
kind pirates.
few.
Yeah, we were quite
Yeah.
respectful.
Like, oh god.
It was the kites mostly, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh,
There
I
were-
crashed the server a few times. That was
I remember watching
Yeah.
those streams.
Yeah. Name tagging the thrashers that would come up from underwater.
Oh yeah,
You remember
Oh,
when I would try to
thrashers.
capture all
Yeah.
the
capture
sharks?
them. Yep.
Yeah. I tried to drag a thrasher. I
Tried
would
to
swim
drag a
out in the
thrasher.
open water, and then I would try to get him to come up and take a bite out of me. And he took a bite, but I got the name tag on him. Server
Mhm.
instantly crashed.
Yeah.
Instantly.
Mm.
Yeah.
And it was
I
the
think
funniest thing. I was like, "Oh, guys, I
One
think
of-
we, I think we messed up."
one of my favorite things about content creator SMPs, which is very different, I think, from a lot of SMPs that are just like friends hanging out, is content creators will actively try against all odds to break the server in any possible way. We will always try to find a way to break your server for you. And it's like you can go through rigorous testing for years and make the most polished SMP you can think of. And then one content creator gets on, either Shep or Tubbo, usually, and it will break basically instantaneously. And I love that.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, I have a tendency to break things. Abolish has
Same.
abolish proofing.
Yep.
Yeah, Abolish does the same, but mostly with mini games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Me-
Maze is there.
I always just.
And
It's just
I'm
vibing.
just there.
Organizing bookshelves. That's what she's
Yep.
doing.
How can we get a bookshelf update?
Oh yeah, show us
Can we get a bookshelf
now.
update?
Bookshelf is sideways.
I
okay?
love the black paint you applied to the ceiling.
Stop!
It turned
Don't
out
look
great.
there.
Yeah,
On OBS,
definitely.
you can't see it.
That's,
Don't look
that's
there.
lovely. That's
The
no,
crop
that's
is different. And listen, hold on. I'll give you a picture. It looks so bad, but it's so much better. Because now I can outstretch my arms and I don't smack a bookshelf. And
I like
that's
it.
the
Nice
update.
job, May.
Thank
Dang,
you.
half of our team
You're
has
welcome.
ADHD.
True.
Actually, I-
Who's
Wait,
the other half?
me.
Oh,
Of course.
Wait,
Oh,
so it's 3/4.
Three
I was
quarters.
gonna say-
Abolish, do you have
of
it?
course it is. No, I do not.
that makes
so
so
much
much
sense.
That makes so much sense.
And that's why in the team introductions, Abolish is the one who's just like,
Yeah.
guys.
I don't know why there's a mirror behind my
Ah.
bookshelf.
Wait, I looked in game.
Oh no, I love
Yeah.
seeing you posing for the photo, trying to take it. That's beautiful.
I do want to say real quickly though, with Pirates, even though I wasn't actually on Pirates, I did get the opportunity to any of the music that was live streamed. I've created all the playlists for, which was very, very cool to see. Because when they first were working on it, Apo and Owen basically were like, hey, you helped us with the Rats playlist stuff. Would you be down to do it again for Pirates? Which, absolutely. And it was super, super fun. And then also, because of that, I later got to be the voice of Reggie, the shipwright.
Yeah, you did.
When they introduced the ship upgrades, I got to voice him as the character.
I forgot
And so
about
seeing
that.
all that was
so
super
cool.
fun.
That's sick. I love that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but yeah. Anyways, Pirates is just like one of the SMPs on there, and I'm also excited for Rats 2 as well. Which maybe potentially, who knows? Like, who knows what's gonna happen? Maybe some of you guys are in, maybe not. Who knows? But we have to see in the future. All right, now let's get back to MCC Rising for a second, and we are nearing towards the end, I'd say. But going to the event, how are you preparing for that event?
Show the Google Doc.
No, do not show the Google
I'm
Doc.
putting butterfly lights on my wall.
There is a 7-page, at the
Google Doc.
moment, not even finished,
Not
Google
finished.
document that Purpled and Abolish have been working
Yeah.
on basically non-stop.
I've not contributed at all. And I'll
No,
have to
I
say
contributed
that.
to Build
I've
Mart.
been working.
No, I was gonna
Yes,
say May
May
is
has-
Build March. May
Yeah.
has the Build March strat.
Yeah, we have strats for every single game that lines up with every
How-
single person's strengths and weaknesses in the game and their
Weaknesses,
playstyle. The only one that we don't really have a strat for is, I think, Tug Toss, because it just says
Well,
"Good luck, have fun."
Good luck, have fun, because that's just Tuck Toss. That's
Yeah,
just
that's
try to
just what it's
survive.
like,
Don't tilt in Tuck Toss.
I like the dedication. Like,
Yeah,
wow.
they've
Oh my
they've worked
god.
they've worked so hard.
When I say I'm an MCC nerd, these strategies and ideas, like, since the time I've had this strat for so long, and I've been revising it over and over again, and so being able to like get into a VC with Purpled and like brainstorm ideas and go through what I have, and then he's like, okay, so if this, he's like, okay, I like this, but what if XYZ happens, and like gives his input on like things that could happen, and like you're able to then revise and even like make it better. So like I have strategy, like 2 new strats that have never been done before for SOT. We have now a strat that May like worked on for Build Mart. I've been working on making a strat for Railroad Rush because there hasn't been any strategy for Railroad Rush since it's a brand new game. So I've been working on that. We're all constantly VOD watching. We're each like practicing, like genuinely, and I'm gonna say this as like a proud a leader moment in the sense that like the improvement of everyone on the team, especially for both May and Water, from like the start to like where we are now with movement in PvP is absolutely incredible. Like insane
you.
dedication.
I do want to say, I went from an 18-minute standard run on Parkour Warrior Dojo to I think a 2-minute standard run PB, which is insane for me, a person who's never moved in my I don't move in
Never done
Minecraft.
movement games.
I don't do movement. I don't do PvP. Like PvP, I think is definitely the point.
Watermunch my carry.
I am so aware of the fact this is something that I've sort of struggled with for the past kind of week. I've struggled very much with the fact that I am aware that I am the weakest link in this team, in terms of like
Right.
mechanical.
You bring positive vibes
structure.
and bring
You-
up the
I am
energy.
the personality hire. I'm the
No, but
specifically
like
just for the vibe.
genuinely though, compare like where you started to now.
I've
Like
done so much work.
you've done so like literally today when we were on Ace Race, like for the practice server.
Mhm.
I'm like, your movement's gotten way sharper and more smooth. So like you're hitting proper jumps and you're hitting the tridents consistently.
I'm doing a lot. I've done a lot of work over the past like 2 weeks, and if I do really poorly in the event, it's literally just chalk it down to the fact that I was stressed that day.
And that's just how the event goes.
And that's
Like,
just how it goes. But like I know that my team are bringing some of the coolest vibes, but also mechanically some of the best work of basically anyone in the event, I think, which is so nice to see. I'm so proud of my team. You're all doing great. I love you guys.
yeah, I also want to comment real quick on May's PvP because from the start of PvP of May being like, I have no idea how PvP works to like, we were doing Battle Box yesterday, and like May wanted to get better, and so instead of being like fearful of going into a fight, May would charge a 2v1 and get like players relatively low enough to where like maybe not always get the kill, but like get both players down to below half health, which doing that within a week is crazy.
Yeah, actually.
I never thought I'd be one to say that I enjoyed playing Battle Box,
Yeah.
but it's been so much fun.
Yeah, and
Hell
it's the improvements. Like, it's just amazing. Like hearing like these stories and everything, and hopefully, like I'm excited to see what you guys have cooked for like Railroad Rush or Sands of Time.
We've
like,
cooked.
We,
We're chefs.
Like seriously, I can't wait to see your POV. I think I have like you Abolish as like my main POV to watch. So I can't. I want it to be Saturday right now, but then I have videos to make. So
yeah, no, that's fair.
yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Not the last question yet. I want to do a speed round before we go.
Oh,
Do you have
boy.
any plans after Rising?
Mainly about SMP.
Got plans. Can't
TwitchCon!
talk about them.
TwitchCon, true. Yeah.
TwitchCon!
TwitchCon.
I'm not going to TwitchCon.
Oh, don't
Halfway
worry.
across the
I'm
world.
gonna make a little
Yes, you are. I
watermunch go on
forgot.
my shoulder so I can take water with me along on the ride.
Yeah.
Yeah, ship yourself in a box.
I'm mostly just going to be no-braining about SMP because of all of the participants being Abode members. Abode kind of fell off a little bit. Other people are on holidays. Obviously, there's like I think 5 or 6 of us in the event. So I'm going to be
It's like
reviving
all the
that.
active players.
Yeah, I'm gonna be
Um,
reviving that big time.
yeah.
We got me and Luann, Lemontine. We've got some events and stuff, cooking and updates and things that we're gonna get to real soon. I just gotta get through MCC first.
Yeah. I'm in the same boat. Pretty much I can only say TwitchCon and Abode. I am cooking
Yeah.
everything else. Everything else is on the stove cooking.
Yeah,
Yep.
I got some
Uh,
stuff in the oven,
Yeah, that's all I could say.
roasting a little bit.
I'm under NDA.
I don't really have anything like SMP wise. I don't think going on. I'm just kind of vibing. Probably just gonna go back to doing my building and everything after TwitchCon. But, you know, who knows? See where the tide takes us.
And then also getting a new bookcase.
Real and true. Right now I'm putting the butterfly lights up, actually.
Butterfly.
ADHD moment.
Yep. But yeah. All right. Before we go, some quick fire questions, real quick. And this, you guys do not know this. I'm just gonna think it on the spot. So, okay. All right. So first of all, scariest team in the roster.
Either blue or pink.
Blue.
One of the two.
I know Pink. I love them. I think they're great. Zam, Ashswag, they're all great PvPers and stuff. I know their skill level. I don't know Blues. And I
That's
know
scary. That's true.
that's what makes them more scary for me.
That's fair. Yeah, because blue is blue bedrockers, and so some of them have played Java, some of them haven't, and so we don't fully know what their like full skill set is.
Also, I don't think there's going to be that many PvP games too. Just putting that one out there.
I mean, you guys gonna get 15 games. So like.
So
15.
No.
there's like, well, no, we get if it's Rising 2, we get any game, and we just throw
Yeah,
our
we
in
get
there.
to choose out.
We get
of,
to choose, yeah.
Yeah,
out
we
of
don't
this,
get
like
15
17.
full games.
Oh, that'd be crazy! Just all the games at once.
I wouldn't be able to cope.
That's an endurance event at that point.
Yeah.
But no, so one little quick fact: a lot of the contestants have said none of us want to play. Majority, some of us do, but majority of us say we don't want to play any of the games that are on island or any games that we can play somewhere else. So because of that, BattleBox, Sky Battle, and survival games are on like the lowest priority for people's lists because you can play them basically on island or on a different server. And so 3 out of the 4 PvP games are not on people's like watch like right now.
But yeah, the chickens decide it all. But other than that, favorite game to play? Like
SOT.
that you want. SOT.
SOT.
Grid
time.
runners. Grid runners.
Grid runners. Okay, that's interesting.
I love grid runners.
Yo, the railcar game.
Real card game.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I want to play that game. I want to make the meta.
Okay. Besides being on island, the worst game.
TikToks. Sorry, man.
Because, like, I love it. I enjoy it.
The
but-
heck, guys.
I hate
no,
bingo.
I enjoy it, but it's so random.
May 40 people. I don't want to deal with punching out 40 people. I really don't want to deal with trying to do that.
All decide to be peaceful. Why can't we see the best in people?
Pacifism.
That's not gonna happen. I can tell you that much.
I hate
Why?
bingo.
What?
Bingo is for old people.
I love bingo. I am old people.
I was gonna say water.
Water is the oldest out of all of us on this team.
I'm so old.
You're not even in your 30s.
I'm so old. I'm washed, guys. I'm washed.
Okay. Aside from Purple and the Rising Tree roster, favorite player.
Oh,
Techno.
aside from techno.
Techno. Or were you talking like the other contestants for Rising, or like in general, just overall?
In general.
General techno. Yeah.
It's gotta be techno.
Yeah, it has to be. Favorite event in MCC?
Sons
I
of
love
time.
No event, not game.
That's not, and that's
I love any of the non-canon events. I think they're so much more fun. Just
The
Honestly,
Frozen
trying
one.
harding.
I love Scuffed. MCC Scuffed was so much fun.
I really enjoyed Rising 1. That is the only MCC I think that I watched all the way through. And I very much enjoyed that one.
Yeah, and and finally, favorite moment from the team application video.
MCCR season 3. You know that we stay winning.
Banger. Absolute banger. That's coming out on Spotify in 2 days.
It's not. So fun fact. So fact about that song. May wrote that literally. Well, basically hummed hot to go during our entire like brainstorm recording session, and then was like, guys, I can write the lyrics, and then just went quiet for about a good 30 minutes, and then was like, I have the lyrics. That entire song is just all May. No one else said
I
anything
did
else
a
with
good
it.
job, guys. And Abolish
Oh.
kept telling me no.
Because I wasn't expecting you to write a song out in 30 minutes.
He kept telling me no. He didn't believe. That's okay. I proved him wrong.
Yeah.
You very much did.
Yeah, yep, indeed. Alright, that is all from here. A little bit of good chat of with good old Rising 2, Yellow Yaks Rising 2. And yeah, thank you guys so much for dedicating your time from, you know, those practices and those kinds of stuff, and just sit down, have a little bit chat about the good old MCC as well as you guys' backgrounds as well. So yeah, expect more interviews like this in the future. Obviously, there's gonna be more. And yeah, we will see you. Subscribe, comment, like, go into Discord or whatever. And yeah, I will see you guys, and hopefully we'll see you guys if you win, if you are interested, for some more content. So yeah, we'll see y'all later.
You say if we win.
When we
As if
win.
it's not.
When-
Yeah, that's
when
like
we
a
win.
for
You
sure
guys are gonna
thing.
jinx it.
There's no jinxing true passion and skill.
Can you turn
Yeah.
PvP back on, please?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna turn PP on. Okay. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.